Autumn, written by Kalidas, translated by Professor A.W. Ryder. Warming up. What changes do you see in nature in each of the following seasons? A few sentences are given below as examples. Use these and your own to describe a season appropriately. New grass sprouts. We see fog in the morning. There are sudden showers and hailstorms. Tender leaves shoot out on plants or trees. Migratory birds return. Trees blossom. The sun shines brighter than before. Answer. First one, summer. You can write, sun shines brighter than before. The days are longer and the nights are shorter. Mangoes cover the trees. For winter, you can write, migratory birds return. We see fog in the morning. Time for animal hibernation. Under monsoon, you can write, there are sudden showers and hailstorms. Tree blossoms. Tender leaves shoot out on plants or trees. New grass sprouts. Now coming to the questions. Name the seasons according to the Indian calendar. Which of the seasons is equivalent to autumn? The seasons according to the Indian calendar are Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemant and Shishir or Shita. The season equivalent to autumn is Sharad. What changes do we see in the life of human beings when the season changes? Write with reference to their clothes, diet, celebrations. Answer can be written like this. We can see a lot of changes in nature when the season changes. First one, under clothes, you can write, during summer we wear cotton garments. In the monsoon season, we wear clothes made from synthetic materials. Woolen sweaters and overcoats keep us warm in the winter season. Under diet, you can write, during summer, one must have cooling food that will balance our diet and keep us well hydrated. Whereas in winter and monsoon season, one should have healthy food. One can rely on fruits, oats and soups. Under celebration, you can write, Indian festivals are celebrated during different seasons of the year. Summer festivals in summer are Buddha Purnima, Vaishakhi, Ram Navami, Holi. The festivals which are coming in winter season are Christmas, Lohri, Pongal, Diwali. The festivals which are coming in the monsoon season are Ganesh Utsav, Janmashtami, Raksha Bandhan, Onam, etc. Now, when you are writing the seasons according to the Indian calendar for the first one, you should know the spellings. So I am dictating the spellings. Listen. Vasant, V-A-S-A-N-T. Grishma, G-R-I-S-H-M-A. Varsha, V-A-R-S-H-A. Sharad, S-H-A-R-A-D. Hemant, H-E-M-A-N-T. And Shishir, S-H-I-S-H-I-R. Or Shita, S-H-I-T-A. The season equivalent to autumn is Sharad. This is the answer for the first one, A part. And for the B part also we have discussed the answer. You can write on your own. You can add your own sentences to clothes, diet and celebrations. If anything is missed out, you can add them. You can write even 5 sentences. I have just given 2 or 3 sentences each under clothes, diet and celebrations. You can add more points. You can do it as homework. So I think you would have understood what to write for this question number B. That is, what changes do we see in the life of human beings when the season changes? Write with reference to your clothes, diet and celebrations. Now we will go to the next question. Question number 2. Guess what is personified and fill in the gaps. Choose from the brackets. In the brackets, few words are given. You have to pick them and write. So the first one. The weary dash was also petrol hungry. You can write the weary car. The playful dash whistled among the trees. You can write the playful wind. The annoying dash screamed at 5 a.m. You can write the annoying alarm. For the fourth one, the naughty dash winked at me from above. In the dash you can write stars. Fifth one, the rising dash stretched its arms. The rising sun stretched its arms. So in the blank you have to write sun. Sixth one, the cheerful bird sang as it perched on a tree. So in the blank you will get bird. Now coming to the seventh one. The tireless dash hummed as it worked hard. You can write machine. So for the first one you have written car. For the second one you have written wind. For the third one you have written alarm. For the fourth one you have written stars. For the fifth one you have written sun. For the sixth one you have written bird. And for the seventh one you have written machine. Now coming to some introduction of the poet. Kalidas was celebrated. He was a celebrated Sanskrit writer and dramatist of the 4th or 5th century CE. Most of his works are based on the Vedas, Mahabharata and Puranas. Professor A.W. Ryder, 1877 to 1938, taught Sanskrit at the University of California and was known for his translations of Sanskrit works into English. Autumn is written by Saint Kalidas and translated by Professor A.W. Ryder. Kalidas is one of the greatest Indian poets of all time, and his works of poetry will be forever remembered as long as the glimpse of words and literature will be alive in the world. Autumn. The autumn comes, a maiden fair, in slenderness and grace, with nodding rice stems in her hair and lilies in her face. In flowers of grasses she is clad, and as she moves along, birds greet her with their cooing glad, like a bracelet's tingling song. A diadem adorns the night of multitudinous stars. Her silken robe is white moonlight, set free from cloudy bars, and on her face the radiant moon, bewitching smiles are shown. She seems a slender maid, who soon will be a woman grown. Written by Kalidas and translated by Professor A.W. Ryder. Here slender means slim. Diadem means crown. Bars here means patches. Ruffles means disturb a smooth surface. Now coming to the questions over here. Why is autumn called a maiden fair? Autumn arrives in slenderness and grace, which is an attribute of a lady. So autumn is called a maiden fair. Coming to the next question. What is the cooing of birds compared to? The cooing of birds is compared to the tingling of maiden's bracelet. How does autumn dress up at night? Autumn is dressed as a beautiful maiden having a crown studded with stars. She is wearing a white and bright colored robe made of gleaming moonlight. Now coming to the paraphrase of the poem. The poem Autumn is written by Saint Kalidas and translated by Professor A.W. Ryder. In this poem, the poet has described the beauty of the season, autumn, by personifying it as a beautiful maiden. He has created a pretty portrait of a lady with the help of the characteristics of the autumn season. The season of autumn arrives like a graceful, beautiful and slender maiden. Listen to the summary of the poem. The season of autumn arrives like a graceful, beautiful and slender maiden. The beautiful lilies and the tender rice stems seem to adorn her hair. She seems to have been dressed in green grass and its flowers. Her swaying movements and graceful walk are welcomed by the birds and their happy cooing, which sounds like a tingling song of a sweet bracelet. At night, a beautiful crown of stars seems to adorn this beautiful lady. Her robe of silk is made of beautiful white moonlight. You can see in this picture the dress made up of silk is made of beautiful white moonlight. At night, a beautiful crown of stars seem to adorn this beautiful lady. Her robe of silk is made of beautiful white moonlight. This autumn maid, with her bewitching smiles, will soon grow up to be an even more beautiful woman. Autumn looks like a slender maid soon to become a grown woman. English workshop. First one. Find 3 lines that contain images of nature in autumn season during daytime and at night. Answer. Daytime. Put a side heading as daytime and write. First point. With nodding rice stems in her hair. Second one. In flowers of grasses she is clad. Third one. Birds greet her with their cooing glad. Then at night, for the first one you can write, a diadem adorns the night. For the second one you can write, her silken robe is white moonlight. For the third one you can write, and on her face the radiant moon. Coming to the next question. Second one. Pick out words from the poem that describe the following. List them in column A. Substitute each of those describing words with another word or phrase of the same meaning. Look at the table here. Under A, it is given poetic words. Under B, your own words. And here the autumn is mentioned. So for autumn, the poetic words you have to take and write here. One is given for you, a maiden fair. You can also write the next one, slender maid. S-L-E-N-D-E-R, slender maid. Then under B, you can write a beautiful lady. You can also write graceful young girl. Now coming to the second one, stars. Under poetic words, you can write multitudinous. Under B, you can write innumerable. Under moonlight, you can write white. You can also write set free from cloudy bars. Here you can write under B, clear, unclouded. Now, under cooing of birds, the poetic words that has to be written is bracelets tingling song. Under B, you can write a bell's tingling sound. Now, coming to the third question. Find one example of each of the following from the poem. Simile and metaphor. You have to write one example of each of the following from the poem. Answer. For simile, you can write birds greet her with their cooing glad like a bracelet's tingling sound. Once again I repeat. Birds greet her with their cooing glad like a bracelet's tingling sound. Under metaphor you can write her silken robe is white moonlight. Her silken robe is white moonlight. Now coming to the fourth one. Write the rhyme scheme of the poem. Look at the poem here. The ending words you have to see. Fair is rhyming with hair. Grace is rhyming with face. Fair you keep it as A. Grace you keep it as B. So A, B, then again the same rhyme as the first one. So A, then again the same rhyme as the second one. B. So A, B, A, B. Then coming to the next one. Clad. It's a different pronunciation rhyme. So it can be kept as C. Along. Till now we have not seen such a rhyme. So it can be kept as D. Then glad. Glad is rhyming with clad. Clad we have taken as C. So glad will become C. Then song. It is rhyming with along. Along was taken as D. So for song you will write D. So here the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. So this is A, B, A, So the rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Now, coming to the next one. Think and write in your own words. Why is the maiden autumn said to wear rice stems in her hair? The answer will be autumn is the season of harvest. Hence, the maiden autumn is said to wear rice stems in her hair. Now, coming to the next question. How can the tender maiden autumn become a full-grown woman? What change in nature does this imply? The tender maiden autumn is beautiful, happy, and energetic. As the tender maiden grows, she changes into a full-grown woman who has reached maturity. This indicates the changes that occur in nature and the weather as autumn season changes into winter season. The beauty and the energetic atmosphere with a cool breeze changes into a chilled, dark, dull and serious atmosphere of the winter. Now coming to the next one. Why do you think birds greet the autumn season gladly? Autumn season is full of colors and ripe fruits on trees. Fruits like berries and nuts cover the trees. So this provides an ample opportunity for birds to feed on them. This could be the reason for the birds to greet the autumn season gladly. Now coming to the next question. Compare the Indian monsoon season to a powerful king of a prosperous kingdom. Write down a few similarities. Use them to compose a poem of your own. Composing a poem of your own, so it has to be done as homework. But the previous question I can explain. The similarities between the Indian monsoon and a powerful king of a prosperous kingdom can be: the rain brings happiness and prosperity to the people as it helps in agricultural activities, which is similar to that of a king who brings happiness to a kingdom and helps it to grow. And the second point can be: the farmer depends on the rains for his work to begin and for his economic stability, same as a poor man believes that the king will protect him and help him to survive. The third point can be that thunder and lightning reminds us of the voice of the king giving orders. The fourth point can be the raindrops glitter like the jewelry that the king wears. Coming to the seventh one. Which is your favorite nature poem from your mother tongue? Write the poem and try to translate it into English. Your translation can be in the form of a poem or a paraphrase. So you can do this as homework. Now, coming to some figures of speech. Coming to the poem. See the first line. The autumn comes a maiden fair. The figure of speech here is metaphor. An indirect comparison has been made between autumn and a fair maiden. Now, coming to this line. With nodding rice stems in her hand. The figure of speech here is personification. The rice stems have been given the human quality of nodding. Now coming to the next one. In flowers of grasses, she is clad. Here we have inversion also and personification also. Inversion. For inversion you have to write the explanation as follows. The order of the words has been changed for a poetic effect. The correct order is she is clad in flowers of grasses. Then for personification you can write autumn has been given the human quality of dressing up. Now coming to the next one. And as she moves along. In this line we have the figure of speech personification. Autumn, an inanimate thing, has been given the animate quality of moving along. Now coming to the next one. Now take these two lines together. These two lines. Birds greet her with their cooing glad like a bracelet's tingling song. Here we have inversion, onomatopoeia, simile. So three figures of speech are there. So I am giving the explanation for inversion now. The order of the words has been changed for a poetic effect. The correct order is birds greet her with their glad cooing like a bracelet's tingling song. Now for onomatopoeia, the explanation is the word cooing is used to denote the sound made by the birds, and the word tingling is used to denote the sound made by a bracelet. Now for simile, the explanation is the cooing of the birds is directly compared to a bracelet's tingling. Now, coming to the next two lines. Take these two lines together. Yeah, diadem adorns the night of multitudinous stars. Here we have metaphor. The stars in the night sky have been indirectly compared to a crown. Now coming to this line. Set free from cloudy bars. Here it is alliteration. The sound of the letter S has been repeated for a poetic effect. Now coming to this line. She seems a slender maid who soon. Here it is alliteration. The sound of the letter S has been repeated to create a poetic effect. Now coming to the last line. Will be a woman grown. Here we have alliteration also and inversion. Now here for alliteration you have to write the sound of the letter W has been repeated to create a poetic effect. For inversion you have to write the order of the words has been changed for a poetic effect. The correct order is will be a grown woman. Will be a grown woman. Now coming to the critical appreciation of the poem. Now, the title of the poem is Autumn. The poem has been written by the great Indian poet Kalidas. The poem has been translated in English by Professor A.W. Ryder. The rhyme scheme of both the stanzas, here there are two stanzas, first stanza and second stanza. If you go to see for the second stanza also, we have the same rhyme scheme as the first stanza. The rhyme scheme of both stanzas of the poem is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. You have to write as a single word and put inverted commas. A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. The entire poem is a personification of the autumn season as a young maiden. The poetic devices used are alliteration, metaphor, simile, and personification. The poem describes the beauty of the autumn season. The poem describes the beauty of autumn, the season of fall, by comparing it to a slender young maiden who will soon become a woman. It captures the brilliance and the contrasting images of the season during the day and the night,